This morning when I rose, yeah, I ain't have no doubt. This morning when I rose, yeah, I ain't have no doubt. This morning when I rose, yeah, I ain't have no doubt. I know the Lord will take care of me, will provide for me, lead and guide me all the way, oh, all the way. Good morning, YouTube. It is Sunday and we finally have some sun. Yes. It is February the 4th, 2024. That fast. I'm like, oh my God. My son is 15. I'm gonna be 35 next month. Like, I wasn't ready. I wish I could go back into time. I feel like my best years was between 25 and 31, and it was just really good times. A lot of people is not in my life no more, but that's cool. Some people still here. That's cool too. And it's just been a journey, from graduating college to all the schools that I've worked at, to just all the security jobs I had, the life experiences, dating different people, and my son coming from struggling to an honor roll student. I was just thinking about how good God is. And I had PTA on Thursday, and I was telling his teachers, like, he came a long way. And I'll never forget, the first time my son made honor roll was the 5th grade, and then again in the 6th grade, and then again in the 8th grade. And then he didn't make honor roll last year, but he made honor roll again this year, first and second quarter. So I'm very proud of him, because he's just always aiming for the best. 6th grade, after the pandemic, like, it was just no good for no kid. It was crazy because he went from honor roll to failing everything. And they was calling me like, oh, can you do the work with him? I'm like, I'm working from home and I'm in school myself. Like, how do you expect the parents? I know for me, I could never do homeschool because it's too much. And then you might be missing out on something. And I'm not good in math at all. Pre-algebra and stuff like that, I'm not good at that at all. So no, thank God for schools. No matter how bad it is, I thank God that we do have the option to send our children to school. I thank God for that every day, because Lord knows I couldn't do it. I work in a school system, but it's a lot. But yeah, I wanted to talk about a few things today. First, I wanted to say, the concert I went to last week, remember I told you I thought it was a little strange. They had the dress code. It actually was a really, really good concert. Really happy for Vincent Bohannon and his choir. They're really good. And they're on Hezekiah Walker's label. So that's dope. That's pretty good. And yeah, it was really good. It felt like a memorial more type. He was talking about like his mom passed away a few years ago, and he wrote a song about it. And then the last thing that she said was "It Is Well," and they sang the slow version, and that was really touching. I never knew that black folks sang the slow version. I just know the fast version. It is well, it is well, it is well, it is well. And then they slowed it up, and it was just so harmonic and beautiful. It was really good from start to finish. And yeah, so good times. And I wanted to talk about first thing I wanted to talk about was I wasn't gonna put this nail salon on blast because she was remorseful in the end, and she offered me a 5% discount. But me and my son did the math, and it ain't 5% is nothing. So, but I wanted to talk about black-owned nail salons, and by no way am I bashing this person, but I'm gonna tell y'all my old experience and my new experience, and the reason why I'm so critical of things. So what I notice about people in general, people know what they know, and that's what I'm 34, and that's what I'm realizing. People know what they know, and what they don't know, they just don't know. So for me, I've been getting my nails done since I was at least 14 or 15 years old, right? So I know the basic things, such as when you get your nails done, regardless if it's most times when it's a manicure especially, they don't really do it for tips. You just wash your hands. But either way, they supposed to give you a hot towel. I shouldn't have to ask you for a hot towel. And my ladies who go to the nail salon, and this is something that you do, they give you a hot towel, hands down. I shouldn't have to ask you for that. So let me back it up. So basically, the first time that I went to, what made me go to a black nail salon? So the first time I went to a black nail salon, my son was little. My son was like, I feel like this was before, it had to be like 2016 or 17. No, I'm way off. No, it was 2017. Because I remember 2018 is when they shut down. And I remember it had to be 2018 because I remember the nail tech, she was cool, and we talked on the phone. She never called me again, and we just lost contact, whatever. But I was gonna do like a pamper me day at my friend's house, and it just never happened. And the nail tech was telling me how they wasn't getting paid right, they wasn't getting treated right. And this particular nail salon was actually really good. The first black owned nail salon I went to, it was by Prospect Park. What made me find it was, I don't know if y'all remember, a young lady was attacked by an Asian nail salon owner on Nostrand Avenue. And it just really bothered me. And just in general, like, they don't really have manners, and they act like they don't want you in their business a lot of the time. You know, not all Asians, but if you live like in Brownsville or certain areas, they're just really, really nasty. They just feel like they could do whatever, and they know you still going to patronize type stuff, right? So and just, you know, naturally you want to support your own. It's just natural. But after that incident, that was like really, that's what really turned me off. Do I still go to Asians? Yes, occasionally in my neighborhood. There's a new one that just opened, and they actually are decent, you know. And if I just want my feet done real quick, I'll go to them, whatever. But I wanted to get pampered, like I wanted to. And in Brownsville, they don't really pamper you. They'll give you a hot towel if you ask. Now, when I say hot towels, it looks like a little fridge, and they have it set up where I guess it's a heating system inside, and they put the hot towels in there, hand towels, right? So you could wipe your hands. So for me, getting into, first of all, this particular place, well, let me get back to, I'm all over the place. So the original black-owned salon that I went to back in 2017, 18, whatever, it was perfect. First of all, if you have an appointment, there is no waiting. You come in, no matter how busy they are, there's somebody waiting for you. As soon as you walk in, hi, my name is so-and-so. Are you so-and-so? Like, they're expecting you. Walk in the door, may I take your coat? Would you like something to drink? alcoholic or non-alcoholic? Would you like juice, water, coffee, or tea? We have honey, we have equal, we have domino. What type of sugar would you want? How many sugars would you like? What kind of tea do you drink? Do you like ginger, lemon, or would you like toga or celestial? Like, we have different teas, we have different coffees, and they let you know what they have. If you want liquor, how many shots do you want? Would you like pineapple juice in your vodka? Would you like cranberry juice in your vodka? What do you want? And you like catering to you. Yes, princess treatment. I didn't have to pay no deposit, right? It was just a straight $40. And to be honest, I don't mind paying the money as long as you're treating me as such. So this particular salon, the name of it was Mosa something. I forget the name of it. But to me, it was the template. Like, wow, this is how I should be treated when I go to a nail salon and I'm paying all this money, right? Because like I said, if I'm in Brownsville, obviously I'm not going to expect all of that, because in Brownsville in particular, a pedicure is $20, $26 if you want a design. So if you don't want no design, it's $20. Manicure is about $15. So it's really cheap in the hood, but the manicure doesn't last as long. That's the difference. And they starting to they pedicures is not, because I remember back in the days when you got a pedicure, it'll last. Now it doesn't really last. Like, I had got a pedicure in November. By Christmas time, it started like shedding off. And then it was looking crazy. I was like, it's February, girl. Let me get my... So I got my toes done, if y'all could see. Yeah. So they did a fairly well job. This one that I'm about to tell y'all about. But I said all that to say this. Whether it be dating, customer service, or anything, you know what you know, and you get used to certain things. Just like some people, they like chain restaurants. I don't like it because all the men I've dated, they put me onto non-chain. And the chain restaurants, they customer service sucks. I've yet to be at a chain restaurant where their customer service was decent. The only one I would say is Sugar Factory. Their customer service is decent. Now, the first time I went there, the one in Queens, well, the first time I went was Manhattan, and I had no problems. But when I went to Queens, it was a little issue, but I chose to go to them again on Mother's Day because the timing, I know we got there late. It was Valentine's Day weekend, and we got there super late because of my ex or whatever. And I told him, I said, you can't expect decent service and you coming at 10 o'clock in somebody's restaurant. That's not how it go. Like, it's not. And the lady was nice enough to let us in because she was like, hold on, let me see what I could do. Because, when we got up in there, it was like close to 10:30. So you can't be rolling up expecting anything at that time. So I said all that to say this. I'm saying a lot, but when you get used to certain things, you get used to certain things. So the nail salons in general, I'm used to a certain quality service, right? Especially my first black-owned nail salon experience was excellent. So when people say negative stuff, I'm like, well, I can't relate because the first black-owned nail salon I went to was very good. Unfortunately, she was jealous of her employees and she didn't want them to get tips. And she moved the salon into her apartment. And all her employees said it was no reason to do that because she had the clientele. People was coming, every time I went in was packed. Every time. It could have been during the week. It could be the weekend. She was always packed with clients. and her employee said that she got the money to stay open, but she's just consumed with jealousy so much, she just, you know, ruffled her own feathers and just, you know, it's sad. And it went to her apartment, and I stopped going because I'm not about to go to nobody's apartment to get nails done. So, you know, but she was supposed to eventually open up a spot underneath her building. I don't know if it ever happened. I haven't been getting emails. I think I unsubscribed eventually because it was like, what are you doing? You were doing so good. She had a really good team of people, and it was just really good service. So I didn't mind paying the $40 for anything because their service was so good. It's the owner. She had an attitude. So that was 2018. So 2019, 20, 21, 22, 23. Not really 20 because everything was shut down. But basically for years after, I've been stuck with either the spa, because the spa had the Russians do the nails, and the Asians, or I do it myself, right? Since then. So I never really had the guts to look for another black owned nail salon because I heard so many negative stories. So I was like, I don't want to go through that. So I was like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and look for one. So I'm looking for one, and I found one really close to me on Gates Avenue. Now, I'm not going to say the name of the salon for the simple fact she did offer me a 5% discount, and she did kind of apologize. She didn't say she apologized, but I guess she was kind of sorry. But I did not like the service at all, and no, I will be not going back. So let me tell you. So first of all, I had to make a deposit. Me, I don't do that. So I feel like anytime you got to make a deposit, that's a red flag, because I feel like they only do that because they feel like a person may not show up. I'm not that type of person. Like, I'm not just gonna make an appointment and not show up. If I have to cancel, I'm gonna tell you, because that's just how I am. Like, I have common courtesy. And I'm not the only person who has common courtesy, so I don't even know why they come up with this deposit shit. I think it's wrong. I think it's, you know, whatever. And my whole thing is, like, the first black owned salon that I went to, nail salon, they didn't have a deposit. Is you made your appointment, you came in the end. You know, now they said they did, if I remember correctly, just like the spa. So it was like, if you didn't come in, they would take money out of your card. That's how you do it. You don't have to ask for a deposit, because it's like a spa. The spa, if you make an appointment for a spa, right? Because spa, you have to make an appointment. You can't just walk in. So when you make an appointment with the spa, you have 24 hours to make a cancellation, and if you don't, they take the money out your card. So I feel like that's what they should do. You should never charge somebody a deposit, because things happen. Like, the customer may not be able to come in, so then what? And they never want to give a refund for the deposit. It's just, I don't like it. I just don't like it. So I'm like, okay, I paid a deposit, whatever. I made my appointment. Y'all, I was 15 minutes early for my appointment. So I get there, right? I get there, and I'm waiting, I'm sitting, everybody's talking, and mind you, it was only one girl ahead of me. Keep that in mind, only one girl ahead of me. Her nail techs were walking back and forth. One of them I noticed went downstairs for a while. I guess she had her break, I don't know. But 1:30 rolls around. I don't say anything. That's the time for my appointment. I'm expecting somebody to say, here, follow me, da-da-da-da. Nothing. I said, okay. 1:35 rolls around. I still don't say nothing. 1:40 rolls around. I still don't say anything. 1:45 rolls around. At this point, I've been waiting a half an hour, y'all. Keep that in mind. So I finally speak up and I say, is there a nail tech available? And then that's when the owner, that's when she's like, oh yeah, da 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 da. She didn't say sorry, y'all. So at this point, I'm pissed off. I already have it in my mind. I'm not coming back. Because why do I have to tell you that it's my time? You confirmed everything on the computer when I walked in. You know, because when I walked in, you have a receptionist. So she did her job. She clocked me in, whatever. I was like, I have a 1:30 manicure appointment and I have a 2 o'clock pedicure appointment. It takes time to do a manicure. It takes at least a half an hour to do that. It's, you gotta walk, cuticles and, it's a lot to do with a manicure. It takes at least a half an hour. So you can't do that because now you're running into the next client that's after me. It was nobody after me, but still, that's my whole thing. Like, you're making these appointments because you got people to do. Like, matter of fact, no, there was somebody after me. There was. They had came in after, whatever, like way after. I don't know if they was a walk-in or not, but the website implies you have to make an appointment. So that's what I did. I called them. They was like, make an appointment. They didn't say, oh, we do walk-ins. They said, oh yeah, make your appointment online. I said, okay. And I see you got to make a deposit. Something said don't do it, but I did it anyway because I'm like, it's black owned. Like, I'm about to, it's black owned, right? So after that, you know how when you get your manicure done, you're not supposed to touch anything because your nails are wet, right? So as a courtesy, they hang up your coat. Your purse is always supposed to be next to you. That's how I am. That's how most women, I think I speak for all women, you want your purse next to you. She puts the purse in the chair next to me, but I couldn't see it. Like, it wasn't in my visual sight. So naturally, I got frantic. I was like, where's my purse? The lady that was doing my feet found my purse. So I'm pissed because it's like, you was doing my hands and you moved my purse. So why do I have to ask for my own purse? I feel like she should have took my purse and she should have put it next to me. Like, here's your purse. That's what the Asians do it. That's what the white people do. Whenever you have a purse, they bring it next to you. Right? That's just common courtesy. That should be common sense, but it wasn't. Then before she even finished my nails, she made a mistake on this one, and I told her to do it over. She got an attitude for me telling her to do it over. Like, okay, she's not getting a tip. That's what I'm thinking in my head. And then the lady who did my feet, she was perfect. She was really, really good. So I'm looking at the chairs and the chairs are dirty. They're not like just a little bit of spot dirty. Like, these chairs were like dirty, like dirty. So I'm like, how the hell? Then I'm looking on the couch where I was waiting at. The couch was ripped up. Then I'm looking at the coffee section where you can get coffee and tea. And I see a bottle of ginger ale. It just didn't look appealing at all. Like, my thing is this. I don't mind if you struggling. We all in a struggle. None of us is all of that, right? We all come from something, or we're all trying to accomplish a goal. Every last one of us, right? But your shop should be looking better than that. I'm 34 years old. I've never seen dirty seats. I've never seen that. I've never seen a couch that was torn in my life. That's some stuff you see you walking down the street and you see that in a garbage alley. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would you have that in your shop? And this is a place of business. This is supposed to be a spot where they do everything. Hair, massages, waxes. They do everything. The website is very misleading. That's another thing I want to tell you, ladies. And the reviews, I gotta look at it again. Because it's important to look at reviews, even though they're opinions, but it's good to look at it. But another thing I learned is there's two different types of white people. So I was shocked that there was white clients and that this is what's going on. But the women that's in Bushwick, they are plain Jane white women. They're not upscale white women. So if she was like that, let's say if she was in downtown Brooklyn or Manhattan, she wouldn't survive. She would have to step her game up, because those white women are like the Kim Kardashians. They're not gonna accept that. And me, I live in the projects, I'm not accepting that. So you know what I'm saying? Like, the ambiance was just off. And my mother always said it, like, if somebody's doing you a service, always look at them first, and that's how they feel about their business. My mother always said that. Now, we all have bad hair days. Hell, I have one. But I'm in the house, right? This lady weave was not combed, and her nails didn't look bad. But for you to be a nail tech, it needs to be on point so people could see, you know, like whatever. It didn't look too bad, but it's like her appearance and then the way her shop looked, it was horrific. It was like, you should never, if you're gonna have white, make it white. Make it stay white. It looked like she had Tyler's in there. It was a crayon stain. It just was looking a hot mess in there. Like, I can't even deny it. Like, and then it's like, your refreshment section, make it look better. Like, make it look like people could come in and serve them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it. I just don't get it. And it's like, at those prices, if I'm gonna be paying $93, it's $78 minus, because I gave a tip. And that's another thing. When I try to give a tip to the foot lady, she was like, oh no, they both get a tip. I'm like, but I don't feel like the one who did my, like, she did a good job as far as the actual job, but the customer service was bullshit. I feel like she didn't even say hello to me, you know. And then I didn't like the fact that I had to tell her to give me a hot towel, and then she gets a hand towel and runs it with hot water. Where is your little, you know, station of hot towels? And then I look, the shit was on the floor and it was empty. So it's like, why y'all not using that? Y'all supposed to have y'all hot towels ready. Why? Because the clients that's coming in there is not saying nothing. That's, you know, I'm very observant. The reason why she's so laid back and stuff like that is because the clients that's coming in there, nobody's saying nothing about hot towels. Nobody's saying nothing about refreshments. Nobody's saying anything about her chairs. Nobody's saying nothing about nothing. Nobody cares. So nobody cares. That's why it's like that. So you can't even blame her. But yeah, I didn't like the customer service that did my hands. But the lady who did my feet, she gave me a hot towel without asking for my feet. She rubbed me down. She took her time. Now, the lady who did my hands, she did rub my hands, but it was like 1, 2, 3. I don't feel like she didn't like take extra time. The lady who did my feet, she actually took the extra time, and she actually cared about my feet. You know what I'm saying? Like, she actually put in that extra work, and she was asking me questions in between, you know, whatever. You don't have to have a full-blown conversation with the client, but make the client feel, you know, that's just how I see it. Also, since COVID, like another thing about the original black-owned place that I went to, they put plastic in the thing. They would wash the bowl, and then they would, very sanitary. And then when COVID happened, everybody put plastic in yeah, because it's nasty. Like, that's people's feet. You don't know what people have in their feet, right? This place didn't have that. It's like, what the hell? COVID happened and y'all don't have, where's the plastic inside of y'all thing? I'm like, nah. I didn't say nothing, but I'm like, whatever. And yeah, it's just and I'm not gonna lie, if it wasn't $78, if it wasn't like expensive prices, I probably would go back. But my thing is, if you want to charge white prices, because that's how much the white nail salons charge. And that's another thing I don't understand. Why do black owned salons, nail salons, why do they charge white people prices? Why is that? And my thing is, if you're gonna charge so much money, you should treat, like the place that I went to before, treat me like a celebrity. Treat me like a princess. Don't just act like I'm in Brownsville. Even Brownsville, I kid you not, it don't matter what nail salon you go to in Brownsville, they're gonna have their hot towels inside of that thing, whatever it's called. They will never in their life take a hand towel and run it with hot water in front of your face. They would never do that in Brownsville. And Brownsville is hood. Anybody from Brooklyn would tell you Brownsville is like very hood and very ghetto. But if you ask for, you do have to ask for a hot towel, which is messed up. But when you get a hot towel, you're getting it from their little station. They will never take nothing and run it over the hot water and no sink. No, it's gonna be ready for you in a little station in Brownsville. So why, when I go to Bushwick and you know you got your coffee shops, and that's another thing, Bushwick is very different than downtown Brooklyn. That's why I said it's two different white people. This may sound racist, but I assure you I'm not racist. They different. Bushwick, you could actually go to a restaurant and eat for two, $45. Me and my ex used to go all the time. We went to at least 4 or 5 restaurants in Bushwick. So it's not fancy. It's not for families. It's just if you want a bite to eat real quick. It's just nice to go and just sit and chill. You know, sometimes you don't want to be bougie. Sometimes you just want to go to a coffee shop. Sometimes you just want to go to a restaurant and just, you know, not spend so much money. So Bushwick is the spot. But their nail salons are kind of, you know, not that great. You know, so yeah, that was my experience with my second black owned salon. I'm gonna look at the reviews, and I'm curious because that's not it. Like I said, I do not mind, because me personally, I do not go to the nail salon all the time anymore. I actually stopped going once my nail tech from the first black owned place I went to, they were awesome, and the nail tech was like, fake nails tips are no good for your finger. And she told me that in 2017. So yeah, since 2017 I haven't worn tips. I haven't worn fake nails since then. So that's a long time. So I'm very proud of myself. It's like almost 7 years I haven't had fake nails. So it's funny because I had a friend of mine, she never wore nails. She never even wore polish. And then she started wearing nails all of a sudden because she saw me with it, I guess. And I remember I told her, I was like, you just started getting your nails done. She was like, oh, like got offended. I'm like, no, it's not nothing bad. I'm just saying, I've been getting my nails done since 15 years old. So I knew certain things that she didn't know. But she was like, she was paying all that money for the feet and the you know, extra stuff that they charge. I'm like, nah, I ain't paying for all that. That's extra. But yeah, I don't get my nails done but maybe 3 times a year. Maybe 3 times a year. And my feet, I always make sure it's done just because. And sometimes I'll do it myself. Yeah. But my thing is, I don't mind the prices, but you better have your stuff together. You gonna charge somebody $78, then they paying tip and it came up to $93. You charging $40 per service, $40 for a mani. $38 for a pedi, whatever the case. It needs to be top notch, and I learned that when you have a business, it's only as good as its clients. So if the clients are hippies and they don't care, then the owner is not going to really care either, so. And she spoke to me, and I appreciate that, because she could have been like, well, F me, whatever. But no, she pulled me to the side, and she was like, is everything, even when I said about my purse, I was like, where's my purse? Like, anybody in my position will feel the same way. Like, there's nothing that I said that was out of pocket or anything. Where's my purse? Like, at the end of the day, when you go to a nail salon, your nails is wet. Obviously, I can't touch my purse, so you trusting that person to put it next to you, and I didn't see it. She, she put it on a chair, but I couldn't see it, or whatever. It's supposed to be closer to me. You're supposed to actually say, here's your purse, here you go. That's what you're supposed to say. That's what I'm used to. So it's like her attitude, the one that was doing my hands, I don't even think it was directed to me. She just was upset about something. And then I could understand it, because when I tried to give a tip to the foot lady, she's like, oh, they both get the tip. That's not right. Why y'all making them share tipping in a nail salon? Like, what? And yeah, that's why they have an attitude. And so we were talking. It was another lady there too. It was a black woman. She gave a compliment to the guy, saying he had a nice voice. He ain't say thank you. So you could tell there's like tension in there. Like, something's going on. They ain't getting paid right. Whatever. But customer service is key to me. And then she was like, is there anything else? I said, well, to be honest, I didn't appreciate the fact that I had to wait a half an hour. She's like, oh, you didn't wait a half an hour. I said, no, I came in at 1:15. I was early for my appointment. I came early, and then I waited up until 1:45. And I feel like if I didn't say anything, I'd probably still be sitting there. Like, I had to speak up and say, is there a nail tech available? Like, I made a 1:30 appointment. My nails should have started at 1:31. Period. She's like, oh, it was a busy day. No, it was not. It was only one lady ahead of me. That's not busy. And you was doing somebody's nails, but the other nail tech was downstairs. She wasn't doing nobody. What was she doing downstairs? Unless if she was providing another service, but she wasn't, because that client would have came upstairs. So it's not even like she was providing another service. So you can't use, that's what I didn't like you lying to my face. Oh, we was busy today. No, y'all was not. Y'all had one person ahead of me. That's not busy. Busy is when everybody getting their feet done. 3-4 people getting their feet done. 3-4-5 people getting their hands done. That's busy. That's how it be in the Asian spots on a Saturday. So that was another red flag. Like, it's Saturday and there's nobody in here. Saturday. And I don't even like going nowhere on a Saturday that has to do with any type of hair or nails, because it's crowded. Like, I don't go to the hair salon on a weekend no more if I can help it, because it be crowded and you have to wait. So yeah, but that's my experience for the Bushwick nail salon. I am gonna try another black owned nail salon, maybe not that soon, but because my birthday is next month, so more than likely I don't know, this looks like it's gonna last pretty long. This is pretty good. I like how it came out. I do, I'm not gonna lie. I love how it came out, how my nails came out. But I just didn't like the service, y'all. I didn't like the service. I didn't like the ambiance. Just dirty chairs. Like, I didn't get any tea or coffee. I didn't get a cocktail. I just was not feeling the love. And that's so important to me. That's very important to me, you know. I will be trying another one out. Black owned nail salon. If you could hit the comment and subscribe, if you can comment below or any suggestions, it would be well appreciated. Yeah. Oh, something else I wanted to talk about. So that was the nail story. While I was in the nail salon, I wanted to talk about also black women. I feel like it's a black woman problem, so I'm gonna address it. Our standards need to be higher. I know for me, I have high standards, and that's what I noticed. Like, when you don't have high standards in your real life, a lot of women don't have high standards in their romantic life. So I've always had high standards because I know what I could bring to the table. I know I'm a good person. So I don't deal with a lot of BS because, like, whether it be my son or anybody. Now, I give people chances, right? But if you're not showing me you want to be with me, if you're not doing the things you need to do as a man, what I need you for, right? You're humiliating me. You embarrassing me on social media. I mean, you know, we all been there, right? So I'm in the salon and the topic comes up of children. So I have my son, he's 15. The lady that was getting her nails done, she says she had kids. And the owner, she says she had 3 children. So, you know, amongst black women, when you say 1 child, that's like, 1 child? You only got 1? I say, yeah, I'm not married. And I want to make sure I find a man that's hands-on. So even if I'm married, if I feel like he's not going to help me, I don't want to have a child. I'm happy with the one I have. I struggled with childcare with him. It was what my parents put me through. I wouldn't wish it on nobody, but I don't want to go through that again. Sorry. So when I have another baby, that father, that man, he has to be hands-on because I don't have my parents to rely on. I know I'm not going to have them. So, you know, I barely had, my mother stopped watching my son when he was 6. We had a mutual agreement. And then my father, he would do it, but grudgingly. Like, I paid him, but my father gave me hell. He really did. He gave me hell. Like, when I say he gave me hell, he gave me hell. And I would never want to go through that again, you know. So that's been the best birth control for me. But the response that I heard from the woman that was divorced, she goes, oh, what if you don't get that man? I said, well, I won't be having any more children. She's like, oh, well, I tell people if you want to have a child, go ahead and have one. What? No. And even the owner was like, no, you should not just have a baby by anybody. No, I learned my lesson. Like, you know, first of all, that's irresponsible to just have a baby with anybody. You know what I'm saying? And I can admit I was irresponsible when I was 19. I knew that I didn't want to date him, but I still, you know, did what I did, unprotected, and I learned from it. So after having my son, I'm very careful and selective with who I share my body with. And if you don't have a job, we're not even talking, let alone getting that far. You know what I'm saying? Like, I changed. Once I had my son, my standards went up automatically. So, you know, it was disturbing to hear that, like, oh, just have your baby. What? And it's encouraged, and somebody said it on Instagram, and a lot of people was offended. She's like, in the black community, it's celebrated to be a single mom. And it's like, not saying you should be ashamed of it, but it shouldn't be a goal. Like, I know a girl right now, she said she wanted to have all her kids before 30. I said, what happened to getting a college degree before 30? What happened to having your own place before 30? What happened to I want a career before I turn 30? Like, there's so many other goals. Married before 30. What happened to that. What happened? I want to travel the world before 30. You want to have all your kids before 30. And I've heard so many black women, young black women say that. And it's like, don't you want to be financially stable first? Don't you want to be in a decent, healthy relationship first? And not just someone who just helps out, but someone who's actually good for your psychological and mental health. Someone you don't have to worry about infidelities and, you know what I'm saying? Like, where did the self-esteem go? And I'm asking that because it's serious. Why are so many black women, why do we sell ourselves short? Where does that come from? The reason why I have high self-esteem is my parents, right? I can admit I had low self-esteem at one point because my mother used to criticize me a lot. So I didn't feel loved. Hence why, I made the mistake I made. I can admit that. But once I had my son, and just in general, I had so many people telling me I should be with this man. This man doesn't work. I deserve a man who works. 1. Number 2, he doesn't have any goals. I had goals. Even back then, I always worked. I went to trade schools. I was always in school. I was always doing things with and I was thinking about that today. There was never a time in my life where I wasn't working or wasn't in school, except for fall of 2010. And even then, I was job hunting and trying to get my Medicaid, go to school, find an apartment and a job all at the same time while trying to get Medicaid and daycare for my son. It was a lot. Like when my son was a baby, I was trying to get my life together. I was doing everything at the same time. And I finally got my apartment, in my first apartment, my 1-bedroom in 2012. And then by 2015, I got this apartment, 2-bedroom. But Medicaid and school and, I was always on the grind. That's what I'm saying. So I never wanted to be with somebody who was not on their grind because I'm on my grind. I'm not a lazy person. So I'm always, even like last year, I feel so unaccomplished because, okay, I got my degree in 2022, but 23, I still got the same job. Like, to me, that's lack of progress. And I told myself, I said, this year is going to be the year of progress. I will get a new career. I will get my license. That's just how I am. I'm always trying to do better with myself. So I just want to ask that question to black women, and this is not to offend anyone, but why do so many black women have low self-esteem? Is it the media? Is it our families? Is it our social groups? I notice even with me, a lot of my friends, they sell themselves short, and it's like, men don't do that. That's the thing. I've yet to meet a man that sells himself short. He might settle, but at the end of the day, most men, they aim high when it comes to relationships. They're not going to settle for someone that's that they feel is, you know what I mean? You got men that look like Flavor of Love, Flavor Flav, and the income level, they have no income, right? But they want a woman that's sober. They want a woman that's working. They want a woman that's doing good for themselves. You will never see 2 bums together. It's very rare. Men have standards. They do. Now, if they taking care of a woman and she's lazy, best believe is looks involved. She probably looks good, or even if she doesn't look good, she looks good to him. So it's like, why do we as women, why do we settle for just, even when it comes to service? I notice with black women, they'll complain about something and they'll go right back. It's like, no, you have options. Like my mother taught me that now my mother's never been to a nail salon, but hair salon, she does, you know, frequent the hair salon. And when I was a little girl, she would wait 15 minutes and she would walk out. She wouldn't even tell the person. And my mother said, never ever wait. You have options, right? And we were in the hair salon, but I feel like I'm the same way with relationships. You shouldn't wait for a man to get his life together. You shouldn't wait for a man to propose to you. You shouldn't wait for anything. You have options. You know what I'm saying? This is New York freaking city. New York freaking city. Anything you want is out there, right? What are you waiting for? And those are my thoughts.